Stampers, this is Dawn from DawnStippingThoughts.net, and today we're going to make this wedding card. I'm going to show you what the Island Indigo one looks like on the inside. This is the one I made for my girlfriend's daughter's wedding, Whitney, and I'm just going to keep it tied up with the bow. But this is what it looks like, and it has the matching stamp set and the coordinating thinlits. Let me show you those. Okay, so here's the stamp set. It's called Floral Phrases. It's absolutely beautiful, and I love the way the stamps two-tone. I don't know if you could tell that, but there's nothing fancy. It's just the stamp, the way the stamp is cut. I love it. So you have the stamp set, and then I'm also using the coordinating Detailed Floral Thinlits, and then you can buy these in a bundle and save 10%. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so I'm going to use the basic black, and this is the 8.5 by 11 piece of cardstock. I'm going to cut and score that with you today. Then you're going to need a piece of Whisper White, and this is cut at 4 by 5 1/4. That's going to be for the inside. And then for the two panels that go underneath the front, right here, so I like that look of the white showing through. Both of these Whisper White pieces are cut at 4.5 inches wide. And then this one's cut at 4, and then this one's cut at 2.5. So 4 by 4.5, and then 2.5 by 4.5. Okay, so let's grab our paper trimmer. Okay, so I'm going to cut the black cardstock with the 8.5 inch side across the top. I'm going to cut this at 4 1/4. So you're just going to cut this in half. So you're going to get 2. Then I'm going to score this at 3 3/8, and that's the little mark right before the 3.5. And then we're going to slide this down to 8 7/8, and that's the little mark right before the 9 inch. Okay, so you're going to have a small panel over here, and then a larger one on this end. Okay, can you see that? Okay, so now we're going to grab our Big Shot. Okay, so let me show you what I'm using for cutting. This is the magnetic platform, and then this is the precision base plate, and they're both magnetic, I think, because they stick together really, really good. So be careful you don't pinch your fingers. So the magnetic platform, then the precision base plate, okay, and then the precision base plate is substituting for one of the acrylics, so only need one acrylic. Then we're going to take our basic black base. Now the way I'm going to cut this is going to make a difference in how you're going to put your thinlits on. So I'm going to cut the large piece first. So the card folds like this. So this is the side that I want to cut with the thinlit. Because when you cut with your framelits or your thinlits, you can tell there's a certain finish to the edge of the cutout. And I'm really sorry I'm using basic black. I didn't even think of this, but I'm positioning this right between the edge. It's almost like 1/4 inch all the way around. So 1/4 inch up from the score line also. Okay. Then you're going to use this little edge, if I can pick it up. This little edge is going to give you the finished edge of the top of the thinlit. Let me reposition this again. Okay, so it's going to look like that. Now I'm going to run this through twice just to make sure that it cuts all those really small details. Okay, let me grab my Big Shot brush. Okay, so that's cut for the edge. I'm just going to take my Big Shot brush, and with this foam mat underneath it, I'm just going to run the brush across those little holes. Okay. And there's really, really super tiny little pieces to this thinlit, so you might have to run the brush over it a few times. But it's so worth it because it's so dainty and beautiful. Perfect for a wedding card, I think. Okay, let me move this. Okay, so now we're going to do the smaller side with the smaller thinlit. Of course, we're folding it shut this way, so I want to cut it from this side facing up. Grab the other thinlit. And once again, I'm going to give it at least 1/4 of an inch or so from the score line. Then I'm going to grab the little border. Just like that. Okay, once again, I'm going to cut this through twice. Okay, that cut off. Grab our little sponge and the Big Shot brush. Okay, I'm just going to set the Big Shot over there because we're going to use it again really quick. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take our 2 little pieces that we cut at 4.5 inches wide. This one was the 2.5 and then this one was the 4 inch. And I cut them a little bit wider than the card only because I wanted to be able to trim it down to match exactly. So I didn't have to be precise on lining it up in the first place. Okay, so we're going to take our white cardstock, we're going to take our liquid glue, and I'm just going to put, see how the finished edge is on the back side of this and how it's curved and more finished in the front? You'll be able to tell when you do that. But I'm going to go ahead and put glue on the detailed part of this thinlet on the back side. So let me go ahead and do that. I'm going to take the larger piece, the 4 by 4.5, and I'm going to line this up at the score line right there. Then I'm just going to go ahead and fold this over and press that down where the glue is in the back and just hold that for a couple seconds. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing to this side. I'm going to take the smaller piece. This is the 2.5 by 4.5. Do the same thing. There's a score line right here. Line that up and then just fold this over and seal it down to the Whisper White. Okay, then you would just go ahead and take your scissors, and I'm just going to cut this to line up with the basic black. It's much easier to cut it instead of trying to line it up. At least that's what I found. Okay. All right, now let's grab our Big Shot, pull that back in. Okay, so now we're going to cut the edge of the Whisper White to kind of finish that off. So we're going to take this edge that we already used for the basic black, but now we're going to cut the Whisper White to give it that really nice finished look. Okay, look how pretty. Oh my gosh, it's so nice. Okay, so we're going to cut the other side. So beautiful. And then when the card's closed, it looks like that. So pretty. Okay, so let's move the Big Shot. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and do some stamping. We're going to use the basic black archival ink. Okay, so we're going to use these 3 images. Let me show you on the stamp set. We're using this flower, wedding wishes, and then may your love grow stronger, deeper, and more beautiful with each passing year. I love that. Okay, so we're going to stamp the Whisper White piece. We're going to stamp the flower first. Then the greeting. Hopefully that's straight. And then wedding wishes. Right about there, I guess. Okay, so then that's going to go on the inside. Just like that. Okay, so then there's the card. So then I would tie the card closed with the little ribbon, and this is the white organza ribbon. And then here's the Island Indigo. And where the glue came out a little bit when I put the white on, I just added a little bit of the Dazzling Diamonds just to give a little bit of sparkle. Okay, so that's it. Thanks for stopping by. We'll see you later. Bye.